Welcome to Pick Central. The kings of Rumble are here. Myself, Big Ev, Clemmer. We got Dukes. We got Meek Phil. I'm not sure if anyone else back there. I can't see. And
Stanko. Should have Stanko back.
Oh, he's back there? Stanko. Shout out Stanko. Big weekend. Hell of a weekend. Honestly, we deserved that. We sat there all season. We went through a couple shitty games on Thursday nights and Monday nights, and that was unbelievable 2 games, correct?
Sure.
No?
I mean, I got smoked.
Well, yeah, I'm saying football games in itself.
They were great football.
The actual games.
Championship weekend last year was a disaster for me. This year, disaster again. I just overthought it with the Ravens. It's still with the information I had. I feel just what I saw. I almost feel like I would take them again, but they laid an absolute egg.
Well, yeah. Let's get. To
was the first game great?
I honestly thought it was.
It was fine.
I thought it was a great game.
I'm with you, Clemmer.
I think the second game was great.
I mean, I think the first game was great. It was defensive. No, is that? I don't get what. I feel like when people don't think it's a great game.
I guess it just wasn't never that close. I felt like.
I mean, it was 17-7.
Yeah, but that's a big gap when neither team is scoring points. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was
They fumbled.
Obviously, they fumbled at
on
the
the
goal line.
Yeah, no, it was a good. I'm not saying it was a bad
interception.
game. I'm saying it was a fine game.
I think you guys are crazy.
No, I thought it was a good game. I mean, they had both. The Ravens had a ton of chances to win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs literally did not score in the second half.
Yeah,
They got shut out.
I think that just because you don't score means it's a bad game.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that maybe because it wasn't a one-possession game enough. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm kind of splitting hairs here a little bit. I have a hard time saying the first game was a great game if we're calling the second game a great game.
Well, great might be
the second,
but a good game for sure.
The second game was a better game.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're down 24-7 and you win, it's a great game.
I don't think that the first game lived up to the hype that it was supposed to have.
I agree.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
that's fair. Not that it was a game. I think it was fair that it was first.
But also,
drives
I would say, think of some of the plays in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
The plays Mahomes was making. I mean, the first Lamar, the touchdown to Zay Flowers was insane. He rips off the tackler, throws a bomb. Then obviously the one where he gets batted.
And you're right.
Catches it.
That was crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the first half was insane. Then the second half, there just was no scoring.
Yeah.
So it felt slow. But, I mean, the Ravens played great defense, basically. I mean, the Chargers scored touchdowns the first 2 drives, didn't sniff the end zone again.
The Chiefs.
Excuse me, the Chiefs. The Chiefs scored the first 2 drives, almost felt like
Chargers
flawlessly.
And
then, just, what'd you say?
what's the Chargers doing in your mind?
Harbaugh.
Chargers?
Harbaugh lives in his head, rent free.
I don't know. I'm probably not trying to think about them. But I mean,
Well, let's dive into this Chiefs-Ravens game. The first 2 drives were, the Ravens were 3 and out, but then the first drive by the Chiefs was like, holy shit.
so easy.
Like they are, Dave, I think tweeted, it was like Gronk and Brady. It was something beautiful to watch. Then the Ravens scored to make it 7-7. That was pretty easy for them too.
Yep.
And then the Chiefs scored right after that again.
They did.
Which was another great drive, and then everything stopped. Everything.
And then even they get the sack fumble.
Yeah.
Which they get stuffed on 4th down, which I almost felt like that was the game if they convert that and score.
100%. And I thought you'd definitely go for that.
Oh, for sure. Have to.
And
I mean, your offense at that point had literally not been even felt a little bit of resistance.
I'll say this right now. The Ravens are a better team.
They are.
They're a better team.
They are. People will get mad for when you say that, whether you bet on them or didn't. You were on the Chiefs. They were
on Chiefs. Yeah.
I think if you look at on paper, the Chiefs dialed up a phenomenal game plan on defense, while the Ravens had a horrible one on offense. I mean, look at the strength of the Chiefs' defense is their pass defense. They're horrible against the run. The Ravens were the best run team in the NFL. They just didn't run the ball. They came out and just said, "Let's throw it every time." It was outrageous. I think I saw they ran the ball on 1st down or early 3 times, picked up 17 yards against one of the worst run defense in the NFL. When you have the best running attack in the NFL, they said, "Let's just let Lamar throw the ball 100 times."
Lamar had 8 completions.
The Ravens dropped back on 82% of plays with the #1 rushing offense in the NFL.
Insane.
And even in the second half, they were down 10. Like, it wasn't like they had this insurmountable lead. They had to just like get rid of the run game.
Yeah, they could definitely.
They had plenty of time to just keep running the ball.
And listen, when
I mean, not keep running it, try to run it.
The Ravens are better is that they are more talented. They have a more talented team. Not
So like their complete roster, you're saying is
Yes.
because I think if they play that game 10 times, the Chiefs win 7 of them.
Remember,
this is in Baltimore.
But think about everything the Ravens to fuck up to like barely lose the game. Like
that's
the
what I
Chiefs
wanna
made. That's what
say.
people are. You look back on it, and you're like, oh, Mahomes. The Chiefs made no mistakes.
This is
The Ravens made
They did on offense the second half. I disagree with that.
what mistakes did
They didn't execute. They didn't score
They didn't
points.
turn the ball over.
Yeah, maybe.
They had no
No,
turnovers.
they didn't. Right, but they also
The
didn't.
Ravens had 3, and they lost by a touchdown. When you lose 3-0 with turnover, and one of them being literally at the goal line, and another one being a pick when you were driving into triple coverage, you throw it in the end zone.
Well, yeah, but that's.
What do you mean? Oh, they just.
But that's because you have a weaker quarterback making a stupid decision. I mean, that falls back on the talent to some level.
MVP.
That was such a bad throw.
But I'm saying, they made mistakes. That's like but that goes to the playing like 7-10 games. I don't think he makes a decision like.
Oh, I think he does. I think Lamar makes mistakes. Yes.
That he had made all year.
Yeah, but he makes them in the playoffs, though. I mean, like.
What do you mean he makes them in the playoffs? Like, what does that
His
mean?
playoff history has proven that he makes a lot of mistakes in the playoffs.
His last playoff game, he was hurt.
Great. How about the ones before that? His playoff history. I mean, what are we arguing here? I mean, this is.
That
I'm
has-
talking about a game
that-
4 years ago.
I mean,
Aren't you the one that says that playoff history stuff doesn't matter? And you talked about it.
Good point, Dukes. Great point.
right. I do say it about baseball. It's true.
It
And,
only matters in baseball.
no, it's not. No, I explained this as well with Kershaw. Sometimes when guys face stronger opponents, their weaker armor shows through. And I said this is exactly why I think Kershaw might be bad in the playoffs, is because maybe he isn't as effective against better teams. And maybe Lamar throws more interceptions against better teams. I'd love to see the stats on how does Lamar do against teams that have, 10 wins or more on a regular season.
I mean, in the regular season, they smash good teams.
That's the one thing
They
they
smashed the Niners. They
smashed
smashed the Lions. They smashed the Dolphins, which they were a playoff team.
Yeah, it's fair.
They,
of
they
course,
beat the shit out of good teams. I think. Spagnola's had these. I mean, if they win this one, he'll win his 5th Super Bowl as defensive coordinator.
Incredible defensive.
They did a great job on making Lamar. Well, they made him throw, but I think both things can be true. Where like he was great, and the Ravens offensive coordinator was bad in his play calling.
But what happened yesterday, what I wanted to say is that yes, the Ravens are more talented, but the Chiefs, what won them that game is obviously their defense, but like the experience of being in the playoffs and knowing being a championship caliber team showed in that, and where the Ravens were all hyped up on Mountain Dew, fucking smelling that Super Bowl, and Zay Flowers doing that stupid shit. No reason to do that. The amount of penalties on Smith that he would like do some stupid shit, and him jawing at Kelsey and getting
one
the
he did
penalty
was
on
smart.
that. Which one?
The one at the end.
Yeah, the one at the end was.
That was like 1,000 IQ play.
That was smart. But they were just more. They were making so many more mistakes as a team, and giving the Chiefs extra first downs, extra plays when they didn't need them anymore. Like the Ravens should have won that.
Ravens
game.
have a better roster. I agree with that, like top to bottom. But we talk about the mistakes the Ravens made. Mahomes just would never make that mistake. He would never make that mistake. He would never throw in triple coverage in the end zone like that. He just wouldn't do that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So it's hard.
But it's like a playoff because it's crazy because I've seen him do that regular season. He's so good in the playoffs, and not that he's great all the time, but I'm saying that we saw blips in the radar where we've seen him do that. Just never in high stretch situations. He's as money gets.
Yeah.
Like he's like as you. I was saying it. I forget who I said it to yesterday. For example, I bet on the Chiefs when they were playing the Bills. There is something so like soothing and like calm about betting on a Mahomes team in the playoffs, as opposed to attempting to go against him and beat him. And it's like even if you're winning or anything, like your butt is clenched tight. Every third down, that's even third and like 17, you're like, oh, like he's gonna get it. Like he does feel Brady-esque in the like they pick up every third down. And I remember me and my dad were talking about it yesterday. Like that's what it felt like watching Brady, where it's like every 3rd and 8, like a crucial 3rd and 8, or whatever it is, where you need to get them off the field, they just always get the first down, whether it's by an inch or by 5 yards or they'll hit a deep ball. They always get it. And the play at the end of the game to MVS is fucking nails.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't score a point all second half. Doesn't matter. Drops a dime when you need it. This is the best defense the Chiefs have had. I mean, you just betting against Mahomes in the playoffs is a dumb idea. I was dumb. Bad idea.
Quarterback. He's an unbelievable January, February quarterback. It doesn't make it's incredible to watch, and that's where one thing I think Lamar is getting a lot of shit. I don't think it was completely on. I mean,
he played bad.
100%. But Zay Flowers, that's just
hurt.
That's bad. That was really bad by him. He's a great wide receiver. He had a great game. Besides,
he had like half their yards. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, also like people saying let the boys play and all that shit. Yeah, I understand that, but you know the rules. That's just stupid that you would throw he probably would have got away with it if he just went like this and gave the ref the ball. Him spinning the ball next to him, standing over him when you're down 10 or whatever. Why the fuck are you doing that?
I got to give Lamar credit on that a little bit because Lamar immediately grabbed him and didn't yell at him, but kind of put his arm on his shoulder. It was talking to him hey, you can't do that. I was like, all right, Lamar's showing some leadership, but Lamar's a younger guy, even though he's been around forever. So I mean, I think Lamar Jackson is going to win a Super Bowl in his career. He's that talented. He's that great. But just going against Mahomes, it's just so. I mean,
they have a stud rookie wide receiver now. He's 26, Lamar.
Yeah, I want to remind you guys of something. 2 MVPs, multiple playoff chokes. Just remind you of any other quarterback beginning of his career? Peyton Manning.
I also want to the role on
the word choke is a just thrown around.
But you were a good team that just couldn't get it done.
But that's a choke. Choke means you have the lead and you
choking would be like losing to the Texans. That would have been a choke.
If you're the MVP, you should show up in that game.
I tend to agree with Phil. I do think that yesterday when your one win this playoff was against a rookie quarterback.
But you see the way the narrative.
That's the only one he played though.
Now we're calling C.J. Stroud a rookie. We say how great he is, but then when it fits the other narrative, he just referred to as rookie quarterback.
He also got a bye in the first round too.
But you have someone like Joe Burrow that beat Patrick Mahomes when the Chiefs were stacked. Lamar Jackson, there was a year to beat the Chiefs, and he couldn't do it. He didn't play well.
Is this the year to beat the Chiefs, though? The Chiefs they
have the second best defense in the league.
Yeah, and they have
Patrick
Mahomes. It's not
the best quarterback ever.
I don't think this is the year to beat.
Apparently it wasn't.
The year to beat the Chiefs is when Patrick Mahomes gets hurt or something. This isn't the year to beat the Chiefs.
No, because they won the Super Bowl the year he got hurt.
Oh, I guess it hurt enough where he can't play.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think that we're still saying the Chiefs aren't that great, and it's like. The Chiefs are unbelievable. They know exactly what to do in the playoffs. They know exactly what to do, and they played, like Ev said, they made Lamar Jackson have to beat him with his arm. He couldn't do it. They didn't. Also, the Ravens stopped the fuck out of the Chiefs' running game.
Oh, my God.
Checo had 22 carries for 68 yards. That is ridiculous.
And most of them were in that first half. They were hitting chunks, and then once they stopped it was over.
Stopped them completely. Kelsey obviously had his way. He did whatever that's just Travis Kelsey. And, did Rashee Rice even do much?
46 yards. He had 8 receptions.
He had a couple, a lot, but a lot of them were early.
Yeah,
they were the first.
Like I said, that's averaging.
The first 2 drives. They barely moved the ball after the first few drives.
6 yards of receptions, not what you're looking for.
I just think that if you ever see a plus sign next to Patrick Mahomes, it's what are we doing? And we're going to get into that for the next.
We have one now, right?
But we have it again at what plus 2.5?
It went immediately down to 1.
Now
I do think it's going to go back a Super Bowl line's never gonna move 4 points. I think it's gonna. It was 2.5.
1.
It's down to 1. I think we're gonna see it creep back up 1.5, 2 maybe.
Did you see?
I think it's gonna sell around there.
Yeah, we're talking about the interception from Lamar. Likely can't be throwing his arm up like that.
No, that was. I respect the confidence of basically the I'm always open mentality.
Yeah.
And Lamar's guy needs to recognize that as well. He had literally 2 guys blanket on each side of him, and then one over the top.
A little bit. Because sometimes you see a guy with your arm up, your instinct is probably, no matter how good you are, I understand that's not It's still Lamar's fault.
He just threw that ball like it was like a 14-point game with like 2 minutes left, not a 10-point game with like 6 minutes left, 7 minutes left.
Yeah.
And if you get a field goal, like and the way your defense had played, a field goal 3 and out, there's like 4 minutes left and you're down 7.
It was chippy the entire game too, and Travis Kelce drew a penalty on somebody as well at one.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Chippy before the game.
That was awesome, and that's where I wanted to get to before the game. Everyone's like saying stuff about Travis Kelce. For some reason, I'm just going to get this out of the way because we're going to talk about it eventually. Why can't we just say that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing is cool? Why can't we as a society like things that cool people do?
Men are insecure.
Men are insecure, and that's what it is.
Our viewers, our Rumble audience might not love that.
You know, I don't think they're all insecure because I can't take it anymore.
Sick of people
were like booing. People were booing Taylor Swift on the field after being like, "You ruined football." It's like, bro, she is just going to the game.
Well, Ravens fans, I understand.
I really don't get it. Like, people are like, oh, she's on TV too much. That's not her fault. She's just watching a game.
Like, oh, it's too much. Like, she's just going to the game.
That was insane by Frank. We all agree on that.
But a lot of people have Frank's mindset like that. They do. They're like, oh, she's like that. She's begging for attention. She's not.
She's literally just going to the game because her boyfriend's on the team.
I'm just sick of. Like, why we don't have to talk about her that much. You guys are just making it worse, and they're in love, and it's pretty cool. A celebrity and two celebrities that are two superstars are dating. Good for them.
And they seem happy.
Yes.
Right? It's a good thing.
Just why do we have
nothing
to be so
wrong with that?
Weird about it as a society.
Strange.
Also, as a society, we hate greatness. We can't stand it.
That's true.
We can't stand it.
And I stand by that. We should be like that. Why should you want to see the same guy? If you're not of their fan base, why would you want to see the same guy win over and over and over again? Why would you ever want that? Why would you like that?
I think at one
if you're a fan of other teams, why would you want the same guys to win over and over and over again?
I think what depends on what team you are. Like if a Giants fan, listen, we are not even close right now. You know, like right now I'm watching Patrick Mahomes in his prime do insane things.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Marty. Jets fan, I'm so out of it, so I just kind of been appreciating the Mahomes.
If you're a
run.
Bills fan, 100%, I'd say
yeah, I agree that.
But I think as me, I'm like, all right, I've got my 2 Super Bowls. We're not even close right now. We got a lot of Patrick Mahomes is doing something we just are not ever going to see again.
Well, no, of course not. But I'm saying I just think.
Well, we might say. I mean, Brady. I mean, we've.
I know.
Said we'd never see it again with Brady. Now we see it again with Pat. I hate the word never again. Like.
But also, in your
lifetime,
it
doesn't happen as much.
But also, let's even pump the brakes on that. I mean, Brady's first 3 Super Bowls. You want to look at like what his numbers were. Let's call a spade a spade. Tom Brady was piggybacked for the first couple.
I disagree with that.
Patrick Mahomes is piggybacking his team.
That's not true because
let's get
look at the Patriots. Look at the Patriots with Drew Bledsoe.
The first of all, he threw for 200 yards.
They were 5-13. They put in Tom Brady. They're in the Super Bowl. That's pretty great.
13.5-point underdogs. Led a game-winning drive with no timeouts left with 1:29 left. Ridiculous. David Patton.
Eli Manning.
Way better quarterback.
Way better.
Yeah. You have to say he's a better quarterback than Tom Brady if you're going to say, like, he's never beaten him.
I mean, yeah, Brady never beat Eli in the playoffs, so.
Name a receiver right now in the Patriots' first Super Bowl.
Deion Branch.
Wasn't.
David Patton.
Yeah, I just named him, so.
Right. Troy Brown.
Troy Brown.
I mean,
good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time ago.
Troy Brown's a great player.
One all-time Pro Bowler in his receiving corps.
It's pretty good.
So isn't that going to be the same thing as Mahomes this year?
He has a Hall of Famer, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you just do it. You're splitting hairs.
I'm not splitting
hairs.
No, let's do
100%.
Now let's do the Pro Bowlers and the Patriots defense. Now let's do that count.
Yeah, do the defense. Like that's
all of
them.
The Chiefs are gonna have a lot too.
Yeah, but
yes, We're not.
Their offense is you got Rashee Rice we're talking about, and yes, you have Travis. Everyone has one good receiver. That's just what the NFL. Everyone has one. Besides the Panthers.
I want to ask you guys.
Panthers even have
2 Pro Bowlers on the Patriots.
Yeah, even the Panthers have that.
What'd you say?
Two Pro Bowlers on the Patriots defense that year.
Only 2 guys that ever made a Pro Bowl.
I'm just saying that year.
That's way different.
Yeah.
It's way different.
To Dukes' point about Brady, though, the proof is in the pudding with Bledsoe and Belichick, 5-13. Brady goes in there, everything changes instantly.
So is that with the Chiefs though? Like Alex Smith, like he never won it.
No, but they were a playoff team. They were good.
They were decent.
Yeah, they were decent, but they didn't win anything.
I love both guys. I think both guys are incredible.
I just like the shirt Patriots fans.
I just think that Patriots fans are a little.
Just this narrative of like Mahomes never beat Brady is
I hate that.
Annoy me a little bit.
That's stupid.
As if they're out there playing a one-on-one hoops and Brady's like swatting Mahomes shots into the bleachers.
They're also like 15, 17 years apart. Like they played different eras.
One had an elite defense and one's defense at the time was garbage, and they were in like neck and neck
One had
games.
an all-time offense.
Well, it was all-time offense because of Patrick Mahomes.
And nothing to do with Travis.
Let me
Kelce,
tell you
Tyreek
something.
Hill.
Patriots fans are a little sensitive. now.
Very
Little
sensitive.
They've been sensitive for
Because
years.
they know what they're starting to realize what it's like on the other
There's
side,
somebody that also is doing something that they thought no one else could do.
and literally just doing it better.
and their great coach couldn't even find a job.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Your franchise couldn't find the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you guys think? Do you guys think that if Andy Reid coaches 4 or 5 more years, he'd be considered the GOAT coach? I saw part of my take talk about this.
Tough. So he's
Yeah.
what, 50 wins behind Belichick, 70 wins behind the all-time.
I think the number's 44 wins behind Belichick.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's average of 11 wins over the next 4 years, including playoffs.
Oh, they get that. If Mahomes stays healthy, they got that. In
And
4
then you
years.
could say that like Andy Reid, good coach even without Mahomes. Made the playoffs.
Went to a Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl. What's Belichick?
3 or 4 NFC title games? 3, 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
And then what's Belichick without Brady? As Clemmer knows, his
Nothing.
stats.
Junk. Trash.
Fired within 3 years.
I mean,
Can't even find unemployed.
won one playoff game in like over 11 years of coaching without
Great
Brady.
defensive coordinator though. Shout out the Giants.
It's a good debate.
Multiple Super Bowls as a coordinator. Maybe someone hire him as a coordinator.
Maybe they will. It's certainly my husband, GM.
Dude's gonna assault me after the show.
No, I mean I'm not gonna scream and shout. People get mad when I say anything about the Patriots.
Well,
I'm not
we
gonna say
brought
We're breaking your balls.
yeah.
We're just
I
messing
know,
with
I'm
you.
just
I mean,
not gonna
I
scream
mean
down.
everything I say, obviously, because I
Yeah.
do hate them so much, and I hate Bill Belichick so much.
That's fine. I would
But
too
I
if I
think,
tortured
but
you for your
also,
whole
but
entire
being
life.
seriously though, like you have, like he is in the Patriots fans have to be like Dave even said it. The Chiefs are in the conversation.
There-
It's like
I think the Chiefs overall is like a dynasty, and like even Andy Reid, that's a fair conversation to start having. Like if they win the Super Bowl, like yeah, they're on the same trajectory. I don't think I think you can entertain and be like, oh, is he on the trajectory to be the greatest quarterback of all time? You could of course have those conversations, but I personally won't entertain them until he gets 5 or 6.
Yeah, but that's kind of
And,
you have to entertain it. If he wins this one, you have to entertain it because the man
He's only
has
28.
never
He's top 5 right now.
he's never gotten. He's always gotten to an AFC championship. Nothing less is insane.
Crazy.
No matter what, and then he also put every other story to bed that he's always had to be the 1 seed. Like he won 2 road games in the toughest conditions.
And you say the 2 beat like the 2 hottest teams. You would say.
Yeah. Look at that road they had to do to get here. Dolphins, who are a pretty good team, to face in the first round.
Sure.
Yeah, they had to win that. Yeah, but I get what you mean.
Ravens.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Who am I forgetting? Who
Bills.
are they? And the Bills. Oh,
Bills.
that's like and in
Like
Buffalo,
the
in
hottest
Baltimore.
team- the hottest team. I think they beat the hottest team and the best team.
They had no
back-to-back.
no really cream puffs in
No,
that
they
mix.
put
No, for sure
he
not.
put everything to rest about like that was kind of the only other thing that people were like, oh, he's never had to do it on the road, and then he just literally went to the hardest place.
Yeah.
Twice, like 2 places.
Can I say
Special.
one thing? Can I say one thing disparaging about Patrick Mahomes?
Sure.
I don't
could
care what
try.
anyone says. This year, he has been the most unlikable player in the NFL.
What?
I
why?
used to not hate him. I used to like tolerate him. Can't stand him.
That's great. I actually was
him-
wondering why anyone doesn't like him.
Him like bitching and whining at Josh Allen, like sickened me in the worst way.
What did he do?
When he was like, we didn't deserve to lose that game. Like they called us an all-time game when the refs made the right call. When
The Kadarius
was
Toney
up.
play.
Like that rubbed me such the wrong way.
But aren't you? That's. I feel like
He's been such a whiny bitch this year.
I want to isolate that incident. He was a whiny bitch in that moment.
Yeah, but I think
That's
you're
so
allowed to
fair.
be a little bit of a whiny bitch.
That's fair. No, but he
a crazy play.
If you remember what he said, like
Yeah, he's a whiny
he
bitch.
basically was like, "Don't call penalties on us when we make big plays." When it was a clear penalty.
He was a whiny
In
bitch
that specific moment, and I've broken his balls calling Patty checkdowns. I don't actually dislike him or anything. That moment was like, guy, you win everything. Like relax for a second. Like you lost. Take a breather. Like you're in the Super Bowl. Like
Yeah.
you lost one regular season game. They called a penalty that clearly was a
I
penalty.
don't think Tom Brady was cringy at all.
No,
Oh,
you don't.
I'm sure he had his moments.
He's had his moments.
Although I can't remember the top of my head, but I'm
When you
sure
play- when you're in the
definitely-
spotlight and there's the best quarterback and everyone's watching, you're always going to have it.
I can't say Patrick Mahomes is the most unlikable player in the NFL when Russell Wilson's in his division.
Oh, no, he's definitely the most unlikable. Not even
I
close.
think
many
this
of
year
them.
he's
Not
been,
even close.
This year, if you told me who's been like the most annoying person out of Brittany Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, it's Patrick without a doubt.
But that's because he's,
So he kept them all in
He
check.
hid Jackson away.
he's coming for your boy. That's why.
Yeah.
You're starting to feel like the little.
No,
he's starting to climb that vine a little
Yeah.
bit. He's starting to get closer and closer, and it's scary.
That doesn't do anything for me. Like,
That's a lie.
Clemmer, I have 6 Super Bowls. You're gonna die and not see one.
Hopefully I get
that
one.
may
Give
be
me
true.
one. Give me
No,
one.
might be-
I'm
that might be
sorry.
fair.
I'm not gonna get
sorry.
I'm not gonna get
I'm
one.
No, you can't get.
probably
You're not gonna
not.
get one.
You gotta
Probably
give me
not.
one.
You know why?
Just give me one.
You know why? Curses.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking curse.
I'm convinced the Giants are going to win one in like 41. So if I'm still kicking them,
Like 36, I said.
that'd be nice. I wouldn't mind.
When do I get mine?
I
Probably
truly
never.
think, like, you're gonna die.
Probably
for
never,
it. And then you just
unfortunately.
have to come to.
You guys are the worst. You guys are not good friends.
You have no chance.
It's fine. You guys are just bad friends.
No, we're actually trying to brace you, so you don't.
I've had 44 years of being braced.
I've accepted
when
the
you
Giants get
die.
at least like 15, 20 years before we get one. Probably.
Yeah.
I was blessed to get a couple in good times in my life.
I actually think that Giants fans have had it like low key the best.
Yeah, we have a lot to like.
I mean, we
being
just
the
don't make
Patriots-
We just have had 2 great runs.
Just being the Patriots in that. What the fuck is
God,
that?
it was awesome.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Shit out and about.
You think? Are you guys scared at all? Are you guys scared at all?
I am right now. Yes.
Watching Brady for me, I personally would want to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs because I'd feel more comfortable losing money on them. But
You have to.
don't you think that everybody is on them?
Oh,
everyone was.
that's what scared you at all?
Duke, you already said it. It's. I felt the wrath of it this weekend after I
This
said
week
it's
everyone did it
the
too.
feeling. It's the feeling of betting the Chiefs against. I felt so good.
People did it last week, the other week.
Like a lot of people bet the Bills. Yeah, I
lot of
was.
people
I was
bet
on the
the
Chiefs and I was laughing back. I was like, these.
He was
fucking
plus money the
idiots.
last 2 games, right?
Yeah,
Plus money the last 2
he is
games.
again.
So it's not like, and I get what you mean. Everyone is like now. It's like okay, everyone is now, but everyone was this week as well. It's like why would you take him against No, why would you not take him this week? It's like you just sit there, and I think like I've said it right when it's like 3rd down and 4. You just know he's gonna do it.
100%. He's
He's-
every time.
He just even if it's not
Every
pretty,
time.
he just always figures out a way. That 3rd and 2 or whatever it was to MVS was Patrick Mahomes. It's like okay, how are they gonna do it? It's gonna go to Travis Kelce 4 yards down and a bomb to MVS.
And I mean, look at the even.
And
and even-
MVS was the one that dropped that pass, right? Like
Yes.
against one of those whatever team that
Well,
was.
there was in that same Bills game. There was I believe it was there was a bad pass interference that they didn't call. That was on MVS on a deep ball like that.
Yeah.
But even going like out of the Mahomes thing with the Chiefs, going back to Spagnuolo, he has like dialed up such great Super Bowl game plans, such great playoff game plans. I trust giving him 2 weeks to rattle Brock Purdy.
100%.
2 weeks with the personnel they have on defense. I trust him almost. I would say as much as I trust Mahomes, but almost as much in that I trust that he's gonna have a good game plan for the Niners offense.
I also want.
I have faith in that.
Dude, I singled out like watching Chris Jones. Holy shit!
Oh, dude.
If you ever want to like watch like a person that is not even on the same, even close as a human being, like he's not a human being. The way he's moving out there and how fast he is, and the way he gets around these offensive linemen is actually like stunning. And he was getting to Lamar, like it was incredible.
There's a reason he held that one game, and then
Who was the
they
guy-
immediately paid him $30 million a year.
Who was the guy on the Ravens? The line was he a linebacker? Hamilton? Was it Hamilton?
Hamilton.
A monster,
Holy
dude.
shit.
What a monster,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, he was
everywhere. All over the field, over the ball. Like
I felt like he
everywhere.
made every tackle.
Yeah.
Oh, and he on
The
the
one when
other
they send him on the blitz, he's
Yes.
so fucking fast.
so fast.
He would be on one side, and then on the next thing you know, he'd be on the right side. You'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, he's like a 6'4" safety.
He was
He
incredible.
moves like he's like a center fielder out there, but
Say, I don't
he's
even
a
know
center
what position-
fielder that like he's everywhere. He's not. He doesn't really play.
The whole game.
I'm saying the center field the way he moves like sideline
Yeah.
like an outfielder, but he doesn't really play center field and say like an Ed Reed played center field. He's in the box. He's blitzing.
Saying,
He's over
when I
here. He's
said
over there.
I don't even know what position he played because he was everywhere.
He's technically a safety, but he's like they use him like a monster back kind of.
Yeah.
They use him almost a little bit how like they use Buda Baker, but except for he's like a foot taller,
Yeah.
just way freaky.
He had an incredible game.
He's special. I mean, at Notre Dame, he was unbelievable. The reason he tore his ACL in the middle of his senior year, and he would have went higher, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
He still went like 14 with a torn ACL. But I remember watching him. He had this play at Notre Dame where I remember they threw. I forget they were playing. They ran like a sideline route, and you thought it was like a perfect throw, like a dot to like a toe tapper on the sideline. And this guy, it felt like he came from the fucking opposite sideline to pick it off. You should look up after one of those plays that you watched, and I was like, well, this guy's gonna be like just unbelievable. He's insane. Sideline, he's insane.
Dukes, what were you gonna say?
Kind of that, like, yeah. Just Kyle Hamilton was like a late first-round draft pick or like mid-round, but he was so good at Notre Dame. He was a beast yesterday.
I know we're talking Mahomes versus Purdy, and I know obviously we'll have a lot of time to get into it, but I just do want to say Purdy, for all the shit we give him, which I make fun of him too, 21-5 lifetime kind of the
Insane.
So that's a good transition. Let's get into the 49ers game because you're right. We were talking about it yesterday. He's one of the most frustrating people to have a read on, to talk about anything, because you see that number. He also last year was a game away from winning the Super Bowl, but could not throw the ball in that game. Literally couldn't throw the ball. So we don't know how that game really would have went if he played. We really don't know. And we still talk about him as a game managing quarterback that doesn't deserve to be like talked about as one of the greats. And I don't, not great right now. Obviously not one of the greats. But
I think
first half he was fucking god awful.
Dog shit.
Like some of the throws, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then all of a sudden, he was Lamar Jackson out there running the ball. He had like 45 yards rushing. I don't know where that came from.
He had 2 unbelievable runs.
His throws were starting to get. I was like, what is happening?
He's just he's hard to break down because he's consistent, but he's also inconsistent at times. He can be really good and then all of a sudden be really bad and then be really good again. Realistically, he's probably somewhere like in the middle.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know, man.
I bump him up.
Like, I don't think he's like a top 5 quarterback, but I also don't think he's like I don't think he's garbage either. He's probably
since he's been in the NFL, he's been a top 5 quarterback.
But he is
in those 21 games.
But I do believe that situation like has to matter when breaking down like quarterbacks.
That's fair.
Like would he be doing this
on the Chiefs
in like a different offense? Yeah, like if he was on the Chiefs, how would he do?
Then he can't win. Then no matter how he does, it's always like, well, he's on the
no. But that's why I say he's like probably somewhere in the middle. I think he's like a solid quarterback, but he's not great.
Would you say he's a top 10 quarterback?
Fringe, like
that's kind of and I get what you mean, but that's kind of crazy to say. If you think about it, it's kind of crazy.
I think there's 10 quarterbacks you would pick above him.
You don't think that's like what Duke said? You don't think that solidifies him what he did yesterday and this playoffs?
Yeah, but I think he's a fringe top 10 quarterback is saying he's like pretty good.
I agree with you.
Like what are we?
No,
he's not fucking Mahomes. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not Lamar. Even come off a bad game.
He's not.
He's not Stroud. He's not Love. He's even.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how you.
Now I'm pumping the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Stroud and Love.
He's not better than if you would take him over C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. I think.
C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love are 2 way different arguments to me. C.J. Stroud is much higher.
Than Love. I think I'm taking Love over. I'm taking Herbert. I'm taking Herbert over him like easily. If we're talking just for this year, like I still would take even like a 90-year-old Rodgers over him. I just listed close to 10 at least.
His comparisons.
2, I think 2 is like a real question.
No. Oh, I don't know.
Dak, I think it's like a real question. I hate
that. You can't do that.
What do you mean?
Tua?
I'd rather have
Dak.
I think it's pretty close. I think it's like at least like worth to say it's not even worth like talking about that it's so obvious.
No, I'm not saying it's obvious, but I think that also you have because that's where. At what point? When do you give him his flowers? Like when do you give him credit for anything he's doing? Instead,
how is like you want me to say he's the top like 6 quarterback in the league? He's not.
10. I'm saying.
I said fringe. He's right
you're
there.
No, you do not think fringe. You think 15.
I didn't. I just listed like I think he's like right on that like 10-ish range.
He has 49 career touchdowns, counting the playoffs, 16 picks.
Yes, I understand, but he has the like. Look at what's around. Like you have to, what's around him. Is,
I know, but
so
like,
elite.
but I feel like then he can never win. Like you know what I mean? Like then he can never be. When would he?
Tua?
But Tua has elite around him as well.
He has one elite. He has one elite player.
No,
Waddle's
really good, especially at number 2.
Barely plays. He's barely played this year.
he's hurt.
Yeah, exactly. He's not there.
What about Joe Burrow?
What do you mean?
He's got elite around him too.
Went to a Super Bowl.
He's in the Super Bowl.
So is Purdy.
Fair, but he's not. He should have won it too. By the way, they got fucked.
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these guys.
Also, they were young
have
though.
Elite,
More established.
Elite around them as well, and it's just that like
Waddle had 1,000 yards this year. By the way, I just looked.
Yeah.
At it. I mean, Tua has.
So Tua's pretty
I think
good.
Tua is.
Do you think Tua's not bad?
Tua is pretty good. But Tua is not in the Super Bowl.
No, he's not. Well, they're just a candy ass.
Tua hasn't played
They'll
two
never.
back-to-back conference championship games.
That's true.
Ev, can I do something by you? I
Sure.
think that when I look at Brock Purdy, what he did yesterday, I don't think Jimmy G could have done. He came back in a playoff game down 10 or plus points. I think now that the 49ers could solidify themselves as like, all right, we have someone that can like at least lead us in a comeback.
I think he's better than Jimmy G.
Yes,
Yes,
you know what?
but-
That's a
but
good
can I-
point.
He's more dynamic. Like he can run. He's got a little more to him.
Jimmy G
than-
got
Brock
benched by the
Purdy-
Jimmy
Raiders.
G was a little too like just statue. Like Jimmy G was. See, to me, like when I think Purdy's like in that like 10ish range, where Jimmy G was like a 15 to like 20
So
guy.
I think if you're gonna say Brock
At
Purdy's
best.
like fringe top 10, whatever, he reminds me of someone of like Kirk Cousins in his early days. And Kirk Cousins, like he's
I was
gonna.
wondering how we could get Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I love it.
The official quarterback.
I think
of
I
the
love
Pick
Kirk
Central.
So you want to jerk him off. You really love him. You love him more than anything. And I like it. We were talking about it yesterday. Pick Central is
But
the
he
Kirk
is,
Cousins show.
Kirk Cousins is somebody that like wasn't an elite quarterback, but like the more mature he got, the older he got, the better he got. Brock Purdy is someone that I believe is only going to get better.
Can I be honest? Would you, and everyone's talking about this, but would you talk about Brock Purdy differently if he was drafted in the second round?
I'm 100%.
Yeah, you call him a bust.
No, 100%.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I've said that a bunch, and a lot of people have said it. I think it's true. If he was drafted almost anywhere but like the 7th round,
And I understand. I'm not trying to be like this devil, like this Brock Purdy. I'm just trying to take the opposite side because I get what you mean. Because when you look at him, it's like, do you really want Brock Purdy as your quarterback? But then you look at it also, it's like, fuck, he is doing. And I think, Dukes, you said it right, where it was 24/7 yesterday in a very pressure situation where everyone would be talking about him being like, he's awful, he's ruined this team, he's almost got, they ruined this roster. He comes back, makes a great, like,
get an unbelievable second half.
unbelievable second half. Like, that's where you got to give him his flowers there, and it's very fucking confusing. But let's go to the other side real fast. Curses are real.
Yes, they
and
are.
the Lions are never good. They're real.
Curse is
Hold on, we need.
what is it?
We're gonna
what
go
is
to
it? Curse.
everything. We're
Dumb
gonna-
Because
coaching.
That's what we're gonna get to.
I'm looking forward to me attempting to defend my guy Dan Campbell. I'm
And
gonna try. I'm gonna
let me tell
try.
you something.
too.
I'm gonna stand on business for
All right,
him.
let me
'Cause
stand on
no
business
one's,
first.
No one's going to, so I feel
Well,
like
someone-
on this panel, I feel like I have to.
Someone did.
I have to try at least.
People are trying to, but
I'm gonna
all right,
try
look
to.
at me real fast because you are a fucking moron, Dan Campbell. You're a fucking moron because because you have this reputation of having big balls and going for it on 4th down. I get that everyone's gonna jerk you off for being like, hey. You kept to your big guns. You kept to it. You always go on 4th down. You're a fucking moron and lost your team the game. If the first one, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You're trying to really put away a team and going up 17 I get it. If you want to go up 21 and fucking kill the 49ers, I'm okay with that. The second one, you dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck for doing that, to not tie the game and give your team a better chance, because that if they just get that, they're still on the 30. It wasn't like they were on the 8-yard line and get a first down and go for a touchdown. It's going to be on the 30 still, and they were not doing anything in the second half to show that they should go for that right there. You tie the game. Worst case scenario, the 49ers go down and score a touchdown. You have your 3 timeouts and go for it with your offense. That was dumb as fuck. You tie up the game no matter what there. I don't understand why you go for that at all.
I'm gonna take it even deeper. You want to know where he really fucked up? At the end of the first half, he was a chicken shit for kicking there.
Oh.
No, that was the right call to kick there.
He didn't stick to his guns.
Right.
And they could have used those points later on. So you had your points about how like the jerking off for the big balls. I do believe in like it's kind of like the go to the horse you rode in on or whatever, like go with the horse you rode in or whatever, dance with the girl you took to the dance, whatever. That was their philosophy the entire season. It worked for them literally all year. I think, and I understand there's like this balance of like balls and then like stupid. I understand he tight ropes that line constantly. I totally get that. But I just think, and I know we all watched the game together. I know at least Clemmer. I can't remember what you said. I know at least Clemmer, like a few of them before, was like you should kick it. So I understand it's not like the hindsight thing you said in real time. Kick it.
Did say
so
that
fair. Like that's totally fair.
If he gets it,
that's totally fair because I'm always the type like I say go for it. Like it's easy to say after like when you didn't get it. At the end of the half, because think of the kill shot they could have at the end of the half. Then even the first one that you agreed with is fine that they went for it. That would have been if they get that first down and then go up 24, or I guess it would have been 21. It would have been if they scored. They were down 14 or up 14. 21. That game is almost like over. I just understand, and even more so, the two plays that when they went for it and didn't get it. Both the plays were there. Like they were perfectly executed. Executed besides the drop. One was a drop, and one the route was there. The defensive line in the interior kind of blew it up, made them roll to the right, and then it wasn't there. So you can argue that one, but the first one especially, the play was there. There was a few drops. I think if you execute great plays, they called great play calls that were there to be made, like almost easily if they just drop or whatever.
I hate,
I think that's like it's like an argument for going for it. Like they just drop the ball. Like
you know what's a good play call? Kick a field goal. That's a play call.
But also we're also acting like
by 17.
No, but we're also acting like if they just kick all these field goals, like it's still just like a guarantee. Like they would
go up by 17.
No.
They're in good shape.
No,
it's not just you. I think it's everybody's kind of having this. Oh, like 3 + 3 + 3. They lost the game by whatever. Like they would have won. Or however,
that's wrong.
I just think people are just like if they just kicked that, like if they just kicked them all, they would have 100% won the game. Like
they would have.
That is not the case because everything after that,
right? Of course,
it changes the
butterfly effect.
It changes everything throughout the rest of the game.
That's not true when people say that because it's like if they kicked both field goals, they'd win by 3. That's just stupid. That's not right. But the thing that's right is that you tie the game. Tying a game and going up 17 is totally different.
That was when I even said in real time, I was like, I was almost getting like maniacal. I was like, if he goes for it, he's a madman.
Yes, because you give yourself a chance.
To tie it in the fourth quarter is something hard to pass up on. But there's something I respect about him just like sticking to his guns.
This is where
they ran a great play. And
this is where I have a problem. I hear people say, "Oh, well, he's done this all year. It's got them there." Remember the Cowboys game when he kept going for 2 like an idiot and it cost him the game? So he's fucked up before, and he doesn't learn from his mistakes.
He also was in the NFC Championship game. Like what? Like
and how did that? Yep.
That's where you.
How did that? Like there was 4 teams in the Conference Championship game.
He has a team that's incredibly talented, and the idiot coach.
They were the less talented team. Everyone would have said they were 7-point underdogs.
Sure. But
they're on the road.
Still in the NFC.
He's very good at.
The only reason it changed was because they were winning.
Your best bet on the 49ers -7.5?
6.5, but yeah.
Like I think that like when you're a dog like that.
I think you take that out though. You're not thinking about spreads. You're trying to win this game.
Yeah.
No, but it's not about spreads. It's more about spreads. Is that you're the inferior
I know
team.
You're the inferior team 100%, but it doesn't. In that moment, there's 2 NFL fucking teams where you have a chance to tie the game. You tie the game because there's what? How many minutes were left? 5, 6.
Like 7.
There was more than that.
7?
Yeah, there was
Seven,
a lot.
like 7
You have all your timeouts. 7 minutes left. Me versus you. I don't give a fuck if you're inferior. And if you are inferior, you go kick the field goal and tie it. When it was 14, what I'm saying is 14. You're like momentum's on your side.
I had a problem with that.
I don't have a problem.
You had your
momentum
foot on their throats.
Yeah, you might as well.
And you would have gone up 3.
You might as well snap their neck while
you would
you're
have had to have 3 drives to beat you. Fuck that. That was dumb as shit.
No, it wasn't.
Snap your neck.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
I don't think that one was.
It was dumb. I mean, it's proven it's dumb because it didn't.
No, it's not proven.
No, but that's the after the fact thing. It doesn't.
No, it's not after the fact. I said it before. I said it before.
But then if literally Reynolds just catches the ball, then you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
There's so many things that can go wrong with those plays. Look,
but there's so many
Dan
things. All
Campbell,
right, every time you walk into your house, you're gonna get hit by lightning. Like,
yeah, but that's not likely. There's so many things that likely could go wrong.
It's not likely. It's not. I wouldn't say it's likely for an NFL receiver to drop like an easy ball.
It's likely for a play at 4th and 2 not to be converted. Yes, that's likely.
But it happens. But it's more likely that he gets it.
Sure, but the risk and reward, that's what you got to weigh. Look, Dan Campbell is great.
The reward would have been if they get it and then score, the game's basically over. Like, they're just...
You're up by 21. You're still up by 3 drives. Here's my thing with Dan Campbell. Very good at motivating players, obviously. Seems to be really good at having the clubhouse. He needs someone on his staff to help him with these decisions.
But I don't think he does. Like, he's made them, like, to get the team in the point that they were at. Like, I just think it's crazy to say that when he was in the position he was in.
Would you guys fire Dan Campbell today?
Fuck no.
I wouldn't either.
Absolutely.
Fuck no.
Can I also, Ev, isn't it something like, it's like going for 2, like the going for 2 debate on analytics.
Yeah.
It's like you have a short yardage situation where you'll hit at 50% to like get
More
like,
than 50%.
Yeah, like especially that's what I'm about to get at. It's like when you're the Lions, you have a season worth of data or data, whatever you want to fucking call it, and you probably like, all right, these plays are going to work for us 70% of the time. And going off that, you're totally right. Those plays were there for them.
Dude,
Josh Reynolds, like, not to
Ben
blame
Johnson
one player.
called up 2 great play calls.
Plays.
But the thing is, though, when you also, again, I'm taking the first one out of it. I've agreed with you guys. The second one, it's way more of a risk with this one because obviously missing it, you're fucked because now the 49ers completely control the game. You kick the field goal, you are in it no matter what. No, unless they bleed the clock to 2 seconds and have this amazing drive, which is tough to do. Because when the 49ers also scored with, 4 minutes left? I know it would have changed if it was tied. It would have been definitely different. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, something like that.
Putting the ball
You have to give yourself. I don't like when coaches do shit where you leave a whole spot for you to not have a chance. And again, this was not on the 5-yard line. On the 4-yard line. I think that's different too. When you're on the 35-yard line or the 32-yard line, wherever they were, I don't think it was worth the risk no matter what. Because then they probably just would have kicked another field goal.
Devil's advocate? So Dan Campbell's in practice every single week, right? I'm pretty sure, I was trying to look it up for us fast. I'm pretty sure the Lions had kicking problems like in the preseason. Like they went through some kickers. So if Dan Campbell's not that confident in his kicker, and you're him, and you have a Super Bowl trip on the line, who would you want the ball?
And why?
Who would you want the risk in the hands?
And why
a kicker that you might or might not trust, or Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, people that got you there in the first.
Then why kick the field goal to end the first half?
Yeah.
That was a chip shot.
Yeah, but I don't know if
that's not with 4 minutes left.
That's also a bad coach. Not like field goals are a huge part of football. Like you need to.
Well, I was gonna say because it's another. If he kicks there and the kicker misses, then he's a fucking idiot too. And
No,
I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm saying like the narrative is like, oh,
I get that.
The second he goes away from his guns, it fucking bites.
So we were
him in the
talking
ass,
about momentum
he loses.
on the stream. I know as someone who bet against the Lions, when he went for it and didn't get it, now it's like, all right, we're only down, especially the one that go from 14 to 17. Now we got the ball, and it's only 2 scores. We've all said that. Like, I know you guys disagree with me. That's fine. I think that first kick was almost worse than the second one because it gave the Niners life, which they did not have until that moment.
I just think that was their moment to legitimately snap their neck.
And I think snapping their necks would have been kicking the field goal.
No, not at all. No.
17 is a big number.
21's even bigger one.
But it's not that much bigger.
It's way bigger.
It's bigger, but it's
you
not.
Score 3 times.
14 and the difference between 14 and 17 is such a larger gap than 17 and 21. No, I mean, come on, Ev. It's 3 fucking possessions.
3 touchdowns.
But the fact that you have to literally get it in the end zone 3 times, and that's just a tie without 2.
You have to get it in 2 and then kick the field goal for 17.
But it's the fact
not like it's 9.
But with a
field goal,
you can get the ball and basically have one. You can have just get to just above midfield. Whereas you literally have to score, having to score a touchdown 3 times.
The thing too is now you're giving them a good field position too. If you don't go for it in 4th and 2 don't make it, there's so many. The risk was not worth the reward, but obviously it happened. So
I do think it was. If the reward was basically you're going to the Super Bowl.
Can I say something about the Lions real quick?
The reward was not going to the Super Bowl if he.
No. The last one I do is worth questioning.
The second one,
I think that's the only one.
I think it's definitely worth. And thank you for letting us know it's worth questioning.
That one I said in real time, and I'm like Mr. like go for it all the time guy.
Yeah, no,
even in real time, I was like, this is wild.
He plays like it's fucking.
This guy's a madman.
He's playing with Madden with his boys, and it's like, oh, let's shit on my friend and never punt or never kick.
But if he got it, it would have been so awesome.
We have 4 minutes.
Imagine they go score 4.
I want to say one thing that I totally vehemently, I don't even know how I said that, like disagreed with, was him running for it on 3rd and goal.
That's also why he's bad coach.
Wasting the timeout was so dumb because if they just threw the ball 2 times and then like you stop him 3 times, you had a chance.
They thought they were
zero.
They thought they were catching him off guard, and they were not.
There was zero reason to run that ball. That's a stupid.
Got cute.
It got cute. It's a stupid. Whoever called it, it was Ben.
Definitely Ben Johnson. I mean, he's got some plays.
Whoever it was is a fucking idiot, no matter what. Because it was it was something like the 3, right?
They were at like the 2. And I'm pretty sure they're at the 2, and then he lost like a full yard and a half.
Yeah, that was just fucking.
Ben Johnson did call a good game, though.
I thought he called a great game.
He did great. But also, I think this showed the past 2 weeks have really shown that the 49ers defense is not very good.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of chinks in their armor for sure.
I said that to you last night during the stream. Like
Packer showed it
called
too.
It out. Like you just run it at Chase Young. Chase Young, the clips that are coming out, like in like the review. Holy shit, he just doesn't try it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. But the 49ers were like before the playoffs started, we're all like the 49ers are the most complete team. Like we were like, there's no one beating them. And then we're like, okay, the Packers should have won.
Packers should.
So going back,
Lions should have won.
Going back to the regular season, to Marty's point, the Niners have given up 21 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. Something happened where the Niners defense just isn't what it was.
Hasn't the Chiefs like not given up 20-something points yet?
The Chiefs defense is very good. I'm telling you, their defense mixed with the Spagnuolo game plan is I'm betting on that almost as much as I'm betting on Mahomes.
And Mahomes, I'm saying
not quite as much, but almost.
Packers defense, Packers offense got better. Can kind of carve up the Niners defense. I'm thinking that the Chiefs are going to have them.
What happened in Week 15 where the Niners defense just kind of just flipped like this?
I don't think unless I'm misremembering. I don't think no one's like out significant.
Gave up 29 to the Cardinals, 33 to the Ravens, 21 to the Rams, 21 to the Packers, 31 to the Lions.
Even the one before that in the mix, that's the Seahawks game. It
was only 16.
In Seahawks, I remember watching that game. They left some points on the board or off the board.
I don't know. I don't know. We talked about like the Chase Young. How much of a help is he? I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because Duke's absolutely right, and then weirdly I remember him also making a couple good plays in the run game, but there also are some where they're just attacking him and it's working. So
I'll just get this out of there too. I'm taking the Niners, pure like just. Just die on the hill. Just got to die on the hill.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not comfortable doing it, but it's my betting strategy.
Horrible. I've been really bad.
You don't see that from you a lot. So that's
I'm just cold. I just can't win.
Rico truly is always.
I think they might have Rico's percentages wrong there. I don't think it's quite 64% when you're 23 and 41, but I don't know.
Somehow he's beating me, and
I don't think that's quite right.
I don't think Rico's had a good month in quite some time. I'm not even trying to shit on him. It's just he's never really in the green.
Yeah, college basketball's been kind of. I've just had some bad. It's been tough.
I'm gonna tell you right.
A month of mush.
I'm gonna have
NFL this week.
My biggest bet is on Duke tonight. I already put in a big bet.
I love Virginia Tech.
Duke minus 3.5. Everyone, it's Duke minus 3.5 tonight.
I don't think so.
I love them.
They never win there. They always lose at Virginia Tech.
I know. I love.
They never win at Virginia Tech. They never beat Virginia Tech even at home.
This is the game.
And this is not a friendship bet.
No, I'm not doing. I won't do.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I love it. I'm
shocked to hear he likes the Duke game. It's wild.
This is Virginia Tech outright. I think I'm taking 3.5, but I took it already actually. But
I can't wait for the night. Then I got a big wager on.
I like Texas too.
Oh yeah. Is it 5.5?
I'm on Texas plus 5.5 and Virginia Tech plus 3.5.
It's gonna be a good game.
I'm on the Jazz money line. They're playing the Nets, who are 6-17 their last 23 games. So let's go Jazz. Why is that funny?
Shout out the Jazz.
I actually held myself back. You're gonna be a good friend, not have a comment on this.
What is the comment to have?
I'm not I just said I'm gonna keep.
Neither team's playing off back-to-back. It's in Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's been terrible lately. Jazz have been pretty good. That's not a bad play.
Brooklyn has no home court either. 0.
What comment are you gonna make?
There's no comment. I took it back.
Fuck you, Marty.
Steve, what do you take back a comment? All right, Barstool Radio is up next. I don't even know who's on Barstool. Barstool Radio.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna be a chaos.
Dog Mondays?
It's gonna go after. It's gonna be
Run it back?
Yeah, it's gonna be Dog Day Monday, where like they talk shit about the dog on Monday. I don't know. That's not a bad idea though.
The rebuttal to the
Dog Day Monday.
Rebuttal Mondays.
Rebuttal to the dog.
Not bad.
They have to clean up the mess. And when I say
Dog
mess,
made?
dog came in here pissed on the porch.
All right, Barstool Radio next.